Hi, my name is JiveLiFE. In this video, I would like to talk about the power of being nice, how kindness triggers surprising benefits. Your attention is your most valuable resource. What is attention and how to manage it? There are a huge number of institutions in the world of tools because of how to take your attention. Political technologies, media, entertainment, social media, everything is aimed to take your attention. And your attention is the most valuable resource you have. Not even your life itself, no. It's your attention. And that's why everyone wants your attention. Entertainment, politicians, media, advertisers, big companies, your relatives, wives, children, even your pets want your attention. Everyone wants your attention. Do you understand? It's the most valuable resource you have. And I don't know of any other way that would allow you to develop your attention that would show you what your attention is, how to use it, how to manage it. Why do you need to develop your attention to stop suffering? How is it related, suffering and attention? Most people suffer from thoughts, stresses, worries, their fears, addictions, and so on. But the problem is not the thoughts themselves. The problem is that our attention is automatically directed into those thoughts. The problem is automatism. That is, we have been taught from childhood to automatically direct 100% of our attention into thoughts. And when we live in these thoughts, and it's enough there, such a big chaos, when we live in these thoughts, we start to suffer. And so, to get out of this misery while still living a fulfilling life, to develop your attention, to learn how to use your attention, you have to understand what the mind and thoughts are and use those thoughts. Thoughts are wonderful tools. But for this, you need to develop your attention skills. And this is easy enough to do if you just follow our exercises. And he who can control his attention, he can control his life completely. That's the point. And when we start to control our life, we stop suffering. We become absolutely free. We cannot be influenced from outside. We decide for ourselves who to let influence us and who not to let influence us. And the point is not to go and live in the mountains or in a monastery or caves. That is not life. The point is to live in the ordinary world, but to control your life through your attention. And regardless of what is happening around us, we can always feel good. Absolutely, whatever is going on around us, we can feel good as long as I understand what thought is and I manage my attention. And I can divide my attention into many parts. Why divide your attention into several parts? This question may appear because it would take a lot of effort. Let's start by saying that it is attention that we share, not several thoughts at the same time. That is, thoughts and attention are completely different phenomena, and dividing attention or distributing attention is necessary to live our lives more fully. And then none of the aspects of our life will fail, and we will be good always, regardless of what is going on around us. For maximum effect, I recommend dividing your attention into observing attention as understanding where my attention is right now, observing what is happening to the body, its needs, how it feels, the perception through our body of what is happening around us, through sight, through hearing, through smell, observing the mind, how thoughts come and go there, understanding what thoughts are trying to get to us in attention. In total, we get 4 to 5 objects of attention. What to allow to live, what happens with the body, to live what happens around us, to independently use thoughts and understand, and to manage it all at the same time. All this is done through attention and with the help of attention. Then it turns out to live the meaning of life. Then there will be a state of good or happiness. Then there will be no suffering in life. About living, happiness, meaning of life, relationships, and thoughts can be found in more detail in other articles. Attention has one peculiarity. It can be directed. It can be directed to one object, or it can be directed to several objects at the same time. It can be directed automatically when it is taken away from you, or you can choose where to direct your attention and to track it. And attention management is your choice of where to direct it every second, and also to understand where it is directed every second, i.e., to observe it. Control is the ability to switch it to different objects, to divide it into 13 objects or just 2, and to understand in what proportions it is divided. That is, it is not necessarily necessary to direct 100% of it through attention It is enough to keep it there 1 to 2%, direct another 50% to thoughts, 40% to vision, 5% to hearing, and 3 to 4% to the feeling of your body. And the ability to change these percentages, the ability to change the number of objects held, is also the control of your attention. But the most important thing is to remove the automatic attention that is in thoughts. Why, this is the main thing. Read in the article about thoughts. It's explained in detail there. Attention can be focused and unfocused. It can be focused on unfocusing, for example, in thoughts. It can be moved to different distances and directed to any objects. But in order to manage your attention, you need to understand what your attention is. And the best way to do it is with the 4-point exercise. For simplicity's sake, try focusing your attention on the point at the top of your head right now. And when you do, try taking that point of your attention outside of your body without visualization or imagination. Not a sensation, but your attention itself. And try to keep your attention on that point and explore yourself. Watch yourself do it for a couple minutes at least. Perform first, and then try to understand how you did it. How were you able to identify that you were able to do it or not? How could you prove that you did it without visualization? And an exercise like this will help you to understand what your attention is, to feel it, to touch it. Also, attention can be considered from the point of view of what it is to man. Attention is one of the parts of man, one of the aspects or tools of man. Attention is like the glue that binds all the other parts of man together. And attention, based on research and even more likely your experience, is also outside the body. Try to define the dimensions of your attention for yourself. A human being is made up of many aspects. More on that in another article. We have a physical body. We are made up of feelings, ordinary feelings. We are made up of abstract feelings. We are made up of mind. And we are made up of attention. Attention binds all parts of man together, and living all these parts of the human being at the same time makes us feel good. So, every time we use and therefore manage our attention and do so fully, we feel good. Read more about this effect here. My approach to awareness and my method of awareness training is not affiliated with any spiritual, esoteric, religious, or anything else. This is pure mental training that is focused on developing your attention. I promise you will get tired. It is hard training. It is truly fulfillment hard. For some, it will be the hardest workout of their life. It may be the heaviest barbell to lift, but it's the only way to get results. It's the only way to stop suffering. It's the shortest way I know. How to stop suffering so that it just feels good all the time. That's what everybody strives for, to feel good. You can call it happiness, you can call it peace, but it's just such a yes, and for it to be yes, for it to be good. All you have to do is just develop your attention skills, and of course, understand what attention is, understand what thoughts are. So, what can attention training do for you? You will outlive the understandings of your mind and thought. You are living out the understandings of your attention. You will gain tools and skills on how to use your mind, thoughts that you have or that haven't come to you yet. You will develop your attention span. You'll gain skills and tools on how to use your attention. Of course, you'll get the tools on how to be happy so that you can be good. How not to lose your happiness. How to stop suffering. How to stop getting stuck in your emotions. How to stop getting stuck in thoughts, including fears and addictions. You will live out the understanding of your being. Perhaps you will discover the meaning of your life. And of course, the outcome depends solely on you from your decision to continue to suffer or not. I am just giving you the tools. I am explaining the conclusions that you will be able to draw during your own research during these exercises that we will do together. Yes, but it doesn't mean that you can blindly follow my words. No, first your experience, your research, and then we will talk about it together. Of course, it is enough for someone to hear just the principles that you can control your attention, that you can explore your thoughts, that you can observe your mind and understand what attention is and start using it. He will already start to get good at it, and my training will not be needed. It will be enough for someone to do all the exercises, to go from beginning to end with repetition or without repetition, it doesn't matter. And of course, some of you will not be able to do all the exercises on your own. Some of you need to get additional explanation, ask some additional question, or need accompaniment and support. I have specially trained people for these purposes. Either way, your attention is your most important resource, and your attention is your responsibility. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content. Let's spread kindness and make a difference.